A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for finding time to be with us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happening in the world of business. My name is Susan Obiako. Happy to be here. On the program this week, first on the CEO Roundtable, we bring you excerpt from Dr. Agada Akpochi's group, Managing Director, Unified Payment Services Limited, keynote speech on the role of Fintech and financial inclusion in citizens' empowerment and economic growth at the 2024 Fintech and Financial Inclusion Roundtable in Lagos. According to him, unless a country can pay globally, they cannot achieve economic growth. Take a listen.
Unless you can play globally, you cannot achieve economic growth as a country.
On this edition also, we bring you excerpt from the 2024 Almond Insurance Industry Nomination Press Conference held in Lagos. As always, journalists from both print and electronic media turned out in their number for the brief. Let's check out images.
The objectives of the award still remain the same, rewarding the can-do spirit of the men and women in the various arms of the insurance industry who strive daily to sell insurance given the peculiarities of the Nigerian environment.
What more can I say? Relax and enjoy the package. Details shortly.
Speaking about the role of Fintech and financial inclusion in citizens' empowerment and economic growth, I think what we should focus on is inclusive growth. Because a growth that is not inclusive will not give us the result that we want. And to have an inclusive growth, citizens need to be empowered. So citizen empowerment is very key. And there's no better time to talk about this in Nigeria than now. If you look at the global poverty index, you will see that majority of Nigerians have fallen into the poverty bracket. There's no way we can be successful as a country if the majority of citizens are within the poverty bracket. No matter what you look at, no matter the data about GDP or whatever growth, so long as you have many more people that are not empowered economically, whatever growth you record in your economy is not inclusive. And the consequence of a non-inclusive growth is what you see in the various crimes that are prevalent in our society today, from banditry to terrorism and so on and so forth. This is also closely linked with the youthful population that we have, because majority of these young men and women are not economically engaged. They become very good source for engagement in crime. And those who run criminal activities as an industry, we see that they can easily recruit them. I'm happy that we have someone who is a human resource expert that is speaking to us today. When you look for talent, you look for people to work for you as organizations, you should begin to think about those who are engaged in crime, banditry, terrorism, and all that. How would they work? They need people, and they recruit people. And they can easily recruit because there are people who are not economically included. There are people that we have excluded. There are people living below poverty line. That underscores the importance of an inclusive economic growth. And if you want to achieve an inclusive economic growth, then you have to leverage the power of technology, particularly financial technology. In the last 27 years, as the pioneer financial technology company in Nigeria, at Unified Payments, we have seen the power of technology in ensuring that citizens are empowered and that we achieve economic growth. Our company started first with the name Value Card. A number of people here will be familiar with the first multi-bank card issued in Nigeria called Value Card. And through that, we were able to encourage economic growth because people could go and buy goods and services, and instead of carrying large cash, they are able to make payment. Fast forward, talking about economic growth, we still had to decommission the Value Card. Reason, it was a domestic-only card. You could only use it in Nigeria and not out of Nigeria. So our company had to go into partnership with Visa International, now called Visa Inc. The purpose was to ensure that Nigeria was linked to the rest of the world in terms of payment system. You cannot be discussing economic growth if your citizens cannot pay electronically outside your country. You cannot be discussing economic growth if people who visit your country cannot come with their own payment card and be able to make payment. And that is the reason why we had to decommission our own brand so that Nigeria could be connected to the rest of the world. Today, I'm happy to inform you that from the modest beginning of a domestic-only card to decommissioning that and working with Visa as an international brand, we have since then entered into partnership and enabled Nigerians to use their own cards abroad and for foreigners to also use their own cards in Nigeria across different international payment schemes. And I just mentioned the leading four: American Express, MasterCard, Visa, and China Union Pay. Why is that important to us? It is important because unless you can play globally, you cannot achieve economic growth as a country. And without economic growth, and an inclusive one at that, then the poverty level will be very high, and you'll be faced with all the challenges that we are faced today. Again, speaking about economic growth, talking about citizens' empowerment, if you look around us, you see the hundreds of thousands and millions of Nigerians who are involved in different trade and activities, riding on the power and capabilities of financial technology companies. Let's take one example: agency business. Today, with a small device called POS, people are enabling Nigerians to have access to financial services. Government business is not business. Government is supposed to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. And that means that private sector participants must take their space. How would Nigerian citizens be empowered so that you'll be able to trade on the stock exchange? You'll be able to buy shares without having to go to fill forms and do all sorts of things that we used to do in the past. How do you receive your dividends? Today, all that are made possible by leveraging the capabilities and solutions offered by financial technology organizations. So the conversation we are having here today is very important. It's beyond those of us who are gathered in this hall. It touches the lives of many Nigerians, millions of Nigerians out there. So it is my expectation and wish that we will continue to do that. Before I close, let us look at the number of Nigerians that have bank accounts. The first bank in Nigeria was established in 1894. That is well over 100 years ago. Telecommunication in its modern form, particularly the use of mobile phone, is less than 25 years ago. But today, you have a tele density of over 100%. There are many more Nigerians carrying a telephone handset than those that have a bank account. How can we leverage the power of financial technology to deliver financial services for them so that they can be included, so that they will be able to go out of poverty? Economic growth and financial inclusion are closely related. You cannot be financially included if you are not economically included. And for you to be economically included, and gainfully for that matter, then you also require financial inclusion. I do hope that we will not only achieve economic growth, but that we will not leave the many millions of Nigerians that are in poverty behind, but that we will include them. Reason: we are a more prosperous nation and people, not only because of few that are prosperous, but because of many that are prosperous. Thank you.
We're still a long shot away from the desired vision for insurance penetration vis-a-vis our population in Nigeria. It is therefore imperative for all of us to think outside the box and find new and creative platforms that can project the insurance industry better in our society. The Almond Insurance Awards is one of such platforms I strongly believe has the capacity to do this. The 2024 edition, tagged #reinvent edition, will once again bring together policymakers, insurance practitioners, top-rated entertainers in music and comedy, and the insuring public. The 2024 edition will hold on Friday, November 1st at Queen's Park Event Center, Water Corporation Drive, /Trinity Avenue, off Ligali Ayorinde Street, Victoria Island in Lagos. The objectives of the award still remain the same, rewarding the can-do spirit of the men and women in the various arms of the insurance industry who strive daily to sell insurance given the peculiarities of the Nigerian environment. As you all are aware, the annual awards last year was with an overwhelming support and participation from all arms of the industry. However, we have looked inward and decided to streamline some of the categories and remove some outrightly. Shortlisted categories this year as follows. I'll just give a run through. Dr. Fadun will give more details on the various categories. So we have the General Insurance Company of the Year. There's the Life Insurance Company of the Year, CEO of the Year, Insurance Woman of the Year. We have Broking Firm of the Year, the Insurance Broker of the Year. We have Takaful Takaful Insurance Company of the Year, Micro Insurance Company of the Year, and there is Industry Life Achievers Award as well.
Where we'll be having people nominated, although we have some other aspects that the nomination will be done based on some internal criteria. So this is the award website, Almond Insurance Industry Awards website, and the website is very easy to access. The website name coined from the word. Join together, almondinsuranceindustryaward.com, www.almondinsuranceindustryAwards.com. Now, as we are aware, that is the company's website. So we are now back to the award website. So, and we have these are the 9 categories where we want nominations. We have Insurance Chief Executive Officer of the Year, Insurance CEO of the Year 2024. Second, we have Insurance Woman of the Year. It could be, this person could be insurer or a broker. Third, we have Life Insurance Company of the Year 2024. The fourth category for nomination, we have General Insurance Company of the Year 2024. The fifth category is Insurance Broker of the Year 2024. The sixth one, Insurance Broking Company of the Year. The seventh category is Takaful Company of the Year. Then the eighth is a Micro Insurance Company of the Year. Then the ninth category is Insurance Life Achiever Award, which could be insurer or broker. Yes, we have more than this category, but for those for nomination, these are the categories. Now, to nominate for this award, just put Almond Insurance Insurance Award, Industry Award. That takes you to this place. Once the person gets here, the person just needs to come up here. You can see this. You can see this. The person, once the person clicks on this place, it takes the person to the nomination page. This is the nomination page. So once the person comes towards it, but after this listed, the person will be here. Now to nominate, you can see, click here to nominate. Once the person clicks on this, it takes the person straight to the nomination page. So you can see all the 9 categories we have: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for each of them, we have the person must nominate. If the person fails to nominate any of this, that person would be able to submit the nomination form. So, and to make it easier for us to be able to monitor and know who is nominating, we have email address. The person we have to provide his or her email address, the name of the person, the company the person works for, the representing, then the person's designation. Then we have the nomination.
Significant about that event that you could say has a way of impacting the insurance industry? What can we hold as probably the significant impact of the one of last year and why we want to continue it this year? Thank you.
How do we manage all this? Then I will not just have people mobilizing, because I know companies want to take that title to be the best insurance company of the year. They now mobilize their people and they have the highest score. We now give the award to them and the public will say, you know, that is just my question. Thank you.
So, and this year is not going to be different. Still the same process, the same procedure they are going to follow. So, once the voting is done and they collate, the judges will also sit down and look at those data. And it's based on that they will now say, okay, based on this is their score on claims, this is their score on whatever it is, and based on that they will now collate the entire vote. Thank you.
To see, because most of the websites, when it comes to voting, you should be able to see when you vote, people, the voters or those that are nominated should be able to know the person I'm voting for is having 60%, 70%, 80%.
If we are showing the result to the public and somebody is seeing that result, he may say, is that company that should win this award? Whereas from the back end, we are seeing the result vis-a-vis who and who voted. So that is the reason why we don't do that. You know, even for a normal election, yes, it's after voting you start seeing the results, not as you are voting. So it is not good to let people start seeing the results while the voting is on. Otherwise, it could result to some confusion for the process. If we now say this brokerage firm is the one winning, what will happen? Obviously, yes, they might be having a large number of votes, but in actual sense, that brokerage firm wouldn't be the broker of the year. So all this we take into consideration. We look at what is the premium income that brokerage firm is writing, and so on. So we have various mechanisms in place to ensure that whoever is winning an award really deserves that award.
That's our time on the program this week. Many thanks for being with us. Nomination is now open for the 2024 Almond Insurance Industry Award. To nominate in the category, visit the website www.almondinsuranceindustryaward.com to nominate your choice. Only nominated candidate can be voted for, so go and nominate. Nomination is free and open to the public. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. My name is Susan Obiako. Many thanks for being with us. Until next time, from the entire team is a goodbye.